Hey everybody, Jeppy here, and welcome to another Siege Operator lore video. Today, we're diving deep into Montagne's lore and some trivia facts about him, like how he feels upset that he can't communicate well with other operators on Team Rainbow. More on that later in the video, though. So Monty's real name is actually Gilles Tor, and he was born on October 11th in the city of Bordeaux, France. Our thick boy Monty, oh boy, it's actually thundering. Oh my god, it's a torrential downpour out here. But our thick boy Monty grew up in a great family support system coming from a long line of French military veterans, like how his father is an army officer. Now, Gilles' mother was a teacher for a local school in the city they grew up in. Now, Monty had a pretty big family. Not as big, nowhere near as big as Cavere's family, who had like what felt like 20 freaking siblings when I was making that lore video. But Monty grew up with 3 siblings, 2 older brothers and a younger sister. It always throws me off when making these operator lore videos where an operator actually has a normal life. Like, most of the time, something freaking horrific happened to them. But not this time. Monty's father would tell stories of their ancestors fighting for what they believed was right in the military. Remember, he came from a long line of military ancestors. So it's quite possible that he has grandfathers who fought in either World War I or World War II, or maybe even wars before that, which I think is pretty cool. Monty's mother and father would instill upon him from a young age that education would serve to solve many of the world's problems, which they're quite right about, to be honest. As Gilles got older, he would watch as his 2 older brothers joined the military and moved away. We don't get any details on what they did or if they served in any conflicts, but I'm sure it was pretty difficult for Monty to watch his family start to leave the house and go off and serve in the military. Then moving on, we see Monty graduating high school, and a few years later, he decided it was time to either follow in the family footsteps in the military or do something else with his life. And he decided not to join the military, but sought to expand his knowledge in another direction, the police force. He began his long-lasting career in the force as a uniformed officer in the National Gendarmerie in France. But by this time, Montagne was starting to become the crazy big thick boy he is today, coming in at 6'3" tall and weighing in at a whopping 198 pounds. It really does live up to the name Montagne, which, by the way, means mountain in French. Montagne equals mountain. There we go. Bam. The Gendarmerie put him to use, honing in on crowd control training, as well as military and counterterrorism patrol missions. Now, Montagne has a willpower only a few people match in this world. It would intensify and broaden his training to the best of his abilities. This got him noticed by the GIGN, and they asked if he'd be interested in getting recruited. And, well, he accepted, obviously. One quick thing I want to share with you guys is that in the R6 trailer released at E3 in 2015, we see a super quick glimpse of what appears to be Montagne with a face reveal. The reason why I believe it's Montagne is 1, the French flag, 2, it looks like that might be his shield back there, and 3, in the service record area on the right, we catch a quick glimpse on December 26, 1994, with the beginning of what appears to be a summary of the 1994 French airline hijacking, which Monty took part in. Putting all these clues together, I'm almost 100% confident that this is a picture of Montagne's face. Honestly, damn. So, little known fact for you guys, that Montagne is the longest active serving member of the GIGN to date. His experience is only matched by a few other operators like Thatcher for the SAS, Kaid for his fortress, and of course Sam Fisher with everything he did. Monty has had his fair share of high-stakes rescue operations in the past, like I said earlier, the 1994 French airline hijacking. Using the same Leroc extendable shield he uses to this day, he helped clear the way to save the passengers of Air France Flight 8969 from 4 Islamic hijackers. After a couple days of failed negotiations, it got to the point where the GIGN just needed to storm the plane and end this, saving the people. They studied a model and map of the plane for hours, coming up with the best plan of attack to get rid of these hijackers. With snipers aimed from outside at the cockpit and the windows, it was time to breach the plane. Now, after some time, all 4 hijackers were killed and very minimal civilian casualties were lost. That was one of the biggest missions for the GIGN that Montagne took part in. Later on in 2015, Montagne joined Team Rainbow, and at this point, he must have been around 45 to 48 years old when he joined. Now, when he's not participating or performing operations for Team Rainbow, Monty wanted to do something different with his time in the GIGN, so he decided to start teaching new cadets for the GIGN, specializing in breaching techniques, but also training in combat engineering and reconnaissance. He is stern with the new recruits, but does his best to remain as fair as possible. for them too, leading by example. He shows them what the longest serving GIGN member is all about and how to be like him. But we need to get to the psychological evaluation that Dr. Harry Pandy performed on Montagne and updated it when he became the 6th of Team Rainbow in the year 2019. Now, starting off the evaluation, Harry says how intimidating Montagne looks. With his huge stature, imposing presence, and unwavering gaze, he sees how the tactic he uses of looking, well, scary, I guess, works on operations. Harry decided to make Monty feel more comfortable. He'd meet him at one of the GIGN training centers for the evaluation instead of his home in Oxford, England. He knows that Monty is a man of few words and usually pretty shy, even with some of his few friends. Montagne said to Harry how he's happy and proud to be on Team Rainbow and how it helps him become a better teacher as well for his cadets. He also says he's been trying to get out of his comfort zone and experience more ways to live life lately. Now, Monty wants to incorporate more virtual simulations in the training areas in Rainbow and will ask specialist Grace Nom or Dokkaebi if she'll be interested in helping him out. Monty again talks about how his brothers joined the military so long ago and how his younger sister originally was in school to become a police officer just like Montagne, but then decided to become a school teacher instead like his mother because she felt like that she'd be able to do more good there as a teacher. Now here gets to the good part in the evaluation that I like. Monty told Harry how he's been having doubts about his role on Team Rainbow and feels ashamed for it. Many of the other operators on the team are fluent in multiple languages and can communicate with so many more people because of it. Monty doesn't know anything at all about other languages and feels pretty bad he can't fully communicate with all the other operators. Harry felt for Monty and gave him a deal. He told him to focus on and select only one language and study the hell out of it. Also, without Monty knowing, Harry asked other operators on Rainbow to start including Monty more in their conversations to make him feel like he's not included anymore. Which maybe that's one of the reasons why Lion and Monty are actually really good friends, or Lion and Monty became really good friends before Harry asked everyone to help him out. Now let's move on to the device evaluation for Montaigne's Lerock extendable shield. It was performed by Elena Alvarez herself, or Mira, the director of the Research and Development Lab for Team Rainbow. Now here's what Mira had to say about the Lerock shield. Quote, Gilles Torres' extendable shield was one of the first pieces of equipment to arrive for evaluation. Lerock's heavy black surface is covered in deep battle scars and definitely stands out against our R&D's facility's pristine labs. According to Pulse specialist Jack Estrada, it was like the monolith from the 2001 A Space Odyssey had landed. I didn't understand this reference until he linked images from the movie. He's right. Having Monty participate in some of these control tests has given us a better perspective of what he's up against and what he puts others up against. The shield has some modifications in the past, and we have a solid list of adjustments he may want to consider eventually. For now, Montaigne's skill with the extendable shield has always been solid. As long as Specialist Torre has good support and communication with the team, Lerock will continue to do its job as designed. Signed, Dr. Elena Mira Alvarez, Director of R&D. Just a reminder, guys, that Montagne has been using the same shield for the past, 30 years now, since when he first started in the GIGN. I think that's pretty cool, and it really shows the craftsmanship of the shield to last 30 years and with all these freaking scars all over it and bullet holes and probably explosions going off. It's pretty cool to see how it lasted this long. Okay, guys, so it looks like we're all wrapped up with Montaigne's lore. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out!